Yeah, I was very surprised. You know, it's much tougher to double team when I'm backing down like that. You know, because they don't know if I'm baiting or attacking. It's tough. Puts them in a tough predicament.
You've been hovering at that 32-minute mark. Numbers are great. Tell me what your body's telling you.
I feel good. I mean, 32 minutes is fine with me.
There were three things defensively that stood out to me. Number one, second chance points, 26-2, probably because of the 16 offensive rebounds. How do you clean that up?
Man, gotta focus on it more. Gotta put bodies on guys. I mean, it's such a natural reaction just to follow the flight of the ball when it goes up. I mean, we gotta do a better job paying attention to them.
First quarter, Indiana comes out. They shoot 75% from three, 40 at the half. Then that third quarter, you come out and you have an over 6 adjustments did you make guarding the three?
I don't know if we made many adjustments. I mean, they got hot, and it's tough to keep that pace up shooting the ball.
The defensive miscues that you all had, more mental, more physical right now?
It's just experience and understanding situations and how to communicate through those situations. The type of language to use so that the communication is quick.
Put aside the experience, when your offense is stuttering, what's the one or two things this team needs to do to get defensive stops like you did tonight to win this game?
Be active and be aggressive, especially in the passing lanes. Try to get some easy runouts and try to get going that way.
We're not going to Portland tomorrow. Is that just a game-by-game thing, or something we're probably going to see more often?
It's a game-by-game thing. We just kind of measure it. And
what'd you make of the Hibbert and Boozer?
I just wonder what the league's coming to. That's a flagrant foul.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a shame that that has to be a flagrant. I mean, that's it's a foul. It's a technical foul maybe, and that's about it. But flagrant foul. I mean, my goodness.
You've lost a lot of games like this, close one-point games. What's the feeling like to eke one out like you did tonight?
It feels good, man. It always feels good to win close games.
Missed a lot of shots that you guys normally make, but you did a hell of a job in the free throw line. How did you all get there so much?
Well, we kept attacking the basket. Moving without the basketball and being aggressive with our cuts.
What did you see the bench do when they came in? They really bolstered the energy, I thought.
They played with a lot of energy and very aggressive. They attacked the paint very well and got to the free throw line and got us some easy points.
A little bit off the subject of tonight's game, with the passing of Stuart Scott, your initial thoughts?
The sports world lost a legend. I certainly grew up wanting to be on SportsCenter just to have him comment on a highlight or two of mine. He's really changed the vernacular of sports and add such a kind of a hip hop culture to the sports game. And he battled hard. I mean, can't say enough about what an inspiration he's been.
Take a second and think whether it was your highlight or just a highlight in general. Something, a catchphrase that you'll always remember.
Don't hate the player, hate the game. He's that's probably my favorite one.
Did you guys do a commercial together?
We did. Chip commercial. Yeah. That was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. We had a good time with that.
Big picture, overall concerns with this Portland team. You won't be with the team, but what does this team need to do without you to be able to get a win on the second night of a back-to-back?
You got to control Dame Dillard in L.A. You got to control those guys.
What makes Lillard so good, Coach?
Because he's so good. He's got a big body. He can get to the rim. He's got mid-range game. He's got a three ball. And the screen roll with him in L.A. I mean, L.A. can stretch the floor. He can post. He can finish at the rim. They just have a lot of versatility.
Kobe, back-to-back, do you sense that being kind of the general or it's kind of just case by case?
It's just case by case. Yeah.
What do you think that's going to do? I mean, obviously, you're saying that night and Tuesday resting, 3 games, 4 minutes.
I mean, it just keeps my body fresh.
Kobe, there's been a lot of people talking about the end-of-game shots that you've missed tonight. Was that good for you? Was it something you were concerned about? Nice to finally get one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't worry about it too much, honestly. It's not something that I worry about.
You know what you were getting into.
I've hit plenty of them in my day. I think the city of LA is a little spoiled by it.
Kobe, the rest that you've been taking, how did you feel at the end of this game versus some of the games earlier this season when you were playing a really heavy minutes load?
I feel good. I feel really, really good. You know, it's the style of play too. You know, I've switched up a little bit. I'm going to more of an old man game instead of trying to beat guys off the dribble, which is a lot of stop and go and it wears down the joints. I mean, I just back them down, man. Back them down, take my time, and that saves a lot. Saves a lot of my legs.
How night and day different is that from what you're used to?
Oh, very night and day. I mean, my games, used to be really predicated off of pull-up jump shots, stop and go movements, a lot of explosiveness, and change of directions, right? And I've been able to adjust so far and change it up.
Can you tell us some sequence events where if you miss that close one, something you usually make, but then obviously the next possession you're able to sink the next one?
Yeah, I mean, it's I had a good look. I missed it, but I knew I could get back there because of the way the defense was playing. All right, so then I just had to take my time, get back there, and make it.
Kobe, I think it's safe to say you haven't changed your game. You may have adjusted your game, but what are your teammates, the four on the floor, in particularly doing that's making this work?
I think they feel more accountable because they know I'm going to come to them and I'm going to keep coming to them, and it's, they don't want to let me down. And when they miss a shot, it's like, hey man, I'll make the next one. I think they feel more self-accountable and more responsible about knocking those down because I'm putting my trust in them.
How have you changed? I mean, some people may call you a dictator. Some people may say that's what's made you great over the 19 years. How have you changed with this group in particular to build that trust and confidence?
Yeah, it's a balance. It's I drive a hard bargain, and that's just never going to change. If it breaks you, then you don't belong here, and if it doesn't, then we'll win championships. Simple as that.
Games like tomorrow, where you need to take the night off, or adjusting your minutes, adjusting some of your role. How much, if at all, did you come into this season expecting that might happen?
Well, I mean, we talked about it a little bit at media day, right? When I said it wasn't going to be an issue, and everybody thought we were crazy, right? But it's really not. I mean, you just have to be honest about where you are. I mean, I'm fine with it. I mean, I understand my body. I know I can't do what I used to do, and it's completely fine.
Did it take a while, either in this off season or heading into this, or at any point, to really wrap your head around the idea that this might be reality?
No, I mean, I understand it. I mean, I'm pretty. I have many faults, but one of my strengths is that I can be realistic, and then I can build around that. I can understand my weaknesses are, what I can do, what I can't do, accept it, and then try to dominate that way.
Has there been a change in how you've been trusting or relying on your teammates? You said you're holding them accountable, but previously, earlier in the season, it seemed like you were taking more of those shots, weren't as passing as often as you are now. So was there a change when you maybe going back to taking those 3 days off?
Yeah, my body just can't hold up to it. I mean, I would try to dominate, but my body just couldn't hold up to it. So I wound up missing a lot of shots that I normally make. I mean, they all kept falling short. Right, and that's all just to where my body is. I can't take that workload anymore. And so from that standpoint, you just have to accept it and then try to dominate the game a different way.
Kobe, is it me or is Booz playing better coming off the bench, and if so, why?
Yeah, I mean, he looks good. I mean, he's been a consummate professional. I mean, I'm sure he wasn't happy about going to the bench, but he's accepted it and he's come in and done a phenomenal job. He looks great.
What was your perspective on the whole play with him and Hibbert?
It's basketball. I mean,
Byron was saying it's a little bit of frustration, he doesn't really know what's flagrant or not these days.
That might not even been a foul when Byron was playing. You know what I mean? The game has changed a lot.